Hey everyone, James here with the XRP Headline Channel. Let's address the big question. Should XRP holders be panicking right now? Short answer, absolutely not. Let's clear something up right away. The recent drop in XRP's price isn't some catastrophic red flag. It's not a sign of cracks in XRP's foundation or some sudden revelation that the code is flawed. Nope. The fundamentals of XRP are as solid as ever. What we're seeing is simply the market doing what markets do, moving to the downside, even in bull runs. It happens. If history has taught us anything, this story is far from over. I've been trading crypto successfully for over 380 days, consistently closing every month in profit. In the last 90 days alone, my followers have earned over $29,000 in profits by copying my trades. Want to see my verified stats? Click the first link in the profile description and start copying my trades for free today. Now, here's the interesting part. Reactions from the XRP community are already pouring in, from top chart analysts to big picture thinkers. And guess what? They're not sweating it. Why? Because they've been through this before. And let's be honest, Bitcoin usually leads the market, and what happens there has a ripple effect, pun intended, on everything else. By the time you're watching this, who knows where the price will be? Higher, lower, somewhere in between. But here's the thing. When we see dramatic sharp drops like this, they rarely stick around. Historically, these steep dips find a bottom quickly, and then we see a bounce. Sometimes it's a sharp V-shaped recovery, other times it takes a bit longer. Either way, these low prices don't usually last. And here's the beauty of being a regular investor like you and me. You don't need a crystal ball or magical powers to succeed in this space. You just need patience and a cool head. So, hang tight, folks. This ride is far from over, and I'll be here to keep you updated every step of the way. If there's one thing you need in the crypto game, it's patience and a whole lot of guts. Seriously, holding for the long haul isn't for the faint of heart. But hey, do what works for you. Quick disclaimer before we dive in. I'm not a financial expert, not even close. I'm just a crypto enthusiast who loves making YouTube videos for fun. So don't make any buy or sell decisions based on what I say, all right? This is all just my perspective. Let's talk XRP. As I'm recording this, it's sitting at $2.68. Earlier today, though, it dipped to $2.52. Who knows where it'll be by the time you're watching, hopefully higher. But if not, no big deal. Trust me, I've been through enough market chaos to not even flinch. In fact, I'm pumped that XRP is climbing overall. These dips, just part of the ride. Speaking of rides, here's a little wisdom from some top chart analysts. Crypto Michael says this roller coaster won't stop until Bitcoin hits $108,000. Once it breaks that level, we're looking at the next big surge across the crypto market. Until then, patience is key. Charting Guy chimed in too, warning that Bitcoin bulls need to step up now, or risk falling to the $90,000 support zone. It's all part of the game. Here's the latest Bitcoin fractal update, fresh from this afternoon at 12:12 p.m. Central Time. Let me take you back for a moment. I raised the flag at $109,000 in every resistance test since. Short term, it looked shaky. And now? Well, here we are, following the fractal like clockwork. The bottom? Likely in the next week or so. A positive pivot? Mid-February. Everything is unfolding just as expected. So, take a deep breath. Stop worrying. The seasoned players in this space, analysts and long-term hodlers alike, aren't rattled by this. And for good reason. Why? Because this is the game we've been playing for years. The ups, the downs, the noise, it's all part of the journey. Now, if you're new to crypto, I get it. Feeling nervous doesn't make you wrong or naive. It makes you human. But here's the thing. In this space, being normal won't get you far. The odd ducks, the ones who stay calm, think long-term, and tune out the panic, they're the ones who win. They're the ones who turn opportunity into life-changing wealth. And let me tell you, you have that same opportunity. Yes, you. This isn't some fairy tale. It's real. But it requires patience, perspective, and the grit to hold on for the long haul. As I said in my last update, zoom out and look at the big picture. This moment, this turbulence, it's just part of the process, and if you can embrace that, you're already ahead of the crowd. When it comes to investing in XRP or crypto in general, it's all about perspective and patience. If you're not relying on that investment for short-term needs, and honestly, you shouldn't be, the focus should shift away from day-to-day price swings and onto something you can control: how much XRP you're stacking. If adding to your position makes sense for you, go for it. But here's the reality. We're passengers in a market-driven vehicle and someone else is steering. All we can do is observe and adapt. Let's say, worst-case scenario, this cycle ends here. Maybe XRP barely touched a new all-time high before dipping into another bear market. Sure, it might sting a little, but does it really change the bigger picture? For me, Not at all. The fundamentals of XRP have never been stronger, and I firmly believe that as global markets recover and liquidity flows back in, crypto will rise again, XRP included. When that happens, I'll be ready to sell at prices that make me smile. So even if the doomsayers get it right, which I seriously doubt, it's not the end of the world. Annoying? Sure. Fear-inducing? Not a chance. If I have to wait a few more years, so be it. Since 2017, I've kept one mindset: play the long game. It's the winning formula in investing. Whether it's stocks or crypto, those with a long-term perspective always come out on top. Take a moment to zoom out. Let's talk about XRP. Earlier today, at 11:50 a.m., the chart showed a perfect rejection at $3.14 resistance, now settling back into the support zone. Don't get caught up in the short-term noise. This is just part of the game. Look back at December 2nd. XRP hit a cycle high of $2.90. 8 days later, it dropped to around $1.90. Did the world end? Nope. A month after that, it reached a new all-time high. This is how crypto moves. It's predictable if you know the patterns. This volatility isn't a reason to panic. It's a reason to stay grounded. Here's the truth. Crypto does what 16 years of data tells us it will do, even in bull markets. Yes, that includes dips. Yes, that means setbacks. But those moments are just part of the process, not the end of the road. When you start seeing crypto's dips as normal, not scary, you position yourself to win. Fear is human, but logic is what makes you a solid investor. I get it. If you're someone who only cares about data, being fearful during market swings doesn't really add up. The truth is, it's the emotional buyers and sellers driving that volatility. They're out there, making impulsive moves, and honestly, bless them. Without them, the market would be boring. If we lived in a world full of die-hard, stubborn-as-a-rock investors, like me, the price wouldn't budge. Seriously, if everyone were like me, we'd have zero movement. So, shout out to the chaos makers for keeping things interesting. But do I want to join their emotional roller coaster? Absolutely not. No thanks. Now, let's shift gears. Over on the charts, there's hope on the horizon. Chart analyst Mustache is predicting a big relief rally soon. According to him, these patterns tend to be bullish and rarely let him down. Alt season isn't over, though it's definitely more brutal than past cycles. But hey, the game's still on. And here's another gem from the great Matsby, referencing Cantonese cat's analysis. In a recent video, at exactly 30:55, if you're into specifics, Cantonese cat nailed the possibility of revisiting the monthly Bollinger Band in what can only be described as a diabolical move. XRP is currently in an interesting phase. To clarify, no one's sounding the alarm. Definitely not us. Let's be real. It's not the end of the world. Now, here's the thing. A well-known chart analyst, Cantonese Cat, shared a detailed post back on January 26th. I covered it in a video around then, so feel free to pause and read it yourself if you'd like. But here's the gist. I went digging for the most bearish takes on XRP during this euphoric bull cycle, when everything seems to skyrocket and emotions run wild. The results? Surprisingly slim pickings. Cantonese Cat was one of the few analysts to suggest a notable short-term dip for XRP. Even then, his outlook wasn't overly bearish. He pointed out the possibility of a pullback, but followed it up with a reminder. XRP still has the potential to hit $8 to $9 and beyond after that. So, while some analysts leaned toward short-term drops, the bigger picture is clear. This cycle is far from over. Remember, it's about probabilities, not certainties. If you're a chart analyst, you rely on what the charts reveal and the probabilities they suggest. But let's be honest, short-term price action often leaves many analysts feeling a little wishy-washy. The big picture? That hasn't changed. Even with today's move, nothing significant has shifted. Now, credit where it's due. Cantonese Cat called it. He warned of a potential short-term dip, and here we are. Another voice I highlighted back on January 20th was Crypto Tony. I value diverse perspectives, so I shared his more cautious outlook. He predicted a dip for Wave 4, landing around $2.50. And guess what? That's exactly where we ended up. Tony also believes XRP is destined for double digits. Maybe not immediately, but eventually. The truth is, I don't claim to know what's coming next. That's the beauty of being a passive investor. No stress, no overthinking, just hold, trust the process, and when the time feels right, that's when you sell. It's really that simple. Let's talk about chart analysis, starting with Alessio Rastani, a well-known analyst with a solid YouTube following of several 100,000 subscribers. While he's had some great calls in the past and has been bullish on XRP before, he missed the mark last summer. Back then, he predicted XRP wouldn't hit a new all-time high this cycle and expected a drop instead. Surprising? Definitely. But hey, no one gets it right every time, and I respect differing perspectives. Now, fast forward to literally yesterday, Alessio shared an intriguing take. In his latest 11-minute video, he suggested XRP might dip to just under $2 if key support around $2.65 is lost. Could it happen? Maybe. But unless there's some black swan event, I still believe we're on track for a blow-off top this cycle. It just doesn't make sense otherwise, and I've covered this extensively in recent videos. Other analysts are weighing in too. Dark Defender points out that XRP is oversold on the 4-hour chart and expects a reversal from key Fibonacci support. Meanwhile, Crypto Insight UK says there's no need to panic. According to him, XRP looks fine with daily relative strength index cooling off and the stochastic RSI hitting rock bottom. The last time the daily stochastic was this low, it signaled a local bottom, and history might just be repeating itself. If you've been following top analysts, like Alessio and others, shout out to Cantonese Cat and Crypto Tony, you'll notice a common theme. They all predicted XRP's breakout. These aren't one-hit wonder takes either. No one's jumping ship because of one day of price action. It's a long game, not a panic button. Retail speculators may feel like the sky is falling, but trust me, it's far from over. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. Don't buy or sell based on anything I say because that would be, well, a terrible idea. Play smart out there.